Hello, I'm Sarah, and I would just like to say a few words about what's going on with our society in America. My main point was to bring up police brutality, especially with, as many of you know, which is in the news, Occupy Wall Street, specifically UC Davis. As many of you know, there were people that were shot at point blank with pepper spray for sitting on a sidewalk. Yes, there were other issues like the head of the school telling the students who attended the school, paid for the school, who were fighting an 81% tuition increase, who were peacefully protesting this, that they weren't supposed to be there. She sent in the population mob control police, and then more police came, and that's when they handcuffed people, beat people, grabbed them by their hair, bludgeoned them, and of course, as you've seen, sprayed them with pepper spray until they were chanted off of campus by the students who were standing there helping people that were hurt. This is unacceptable by any means. I cannot emphasize enough how unnecessary this is. There are people that are peacefully protesting for what they believe in, and it's not just one cause. There's many different causes that people stand for, but everywhere you go, there's always a cause, at least one. And the people know what they're doing. They're not going. There were people in Occupy Oakland who decided to bash in windows of banks, but there were very few. There were less than 15 of them, of the thousands or so that were there. Less than 15 people, and they were stopped by the rest of the people in the protest because those people knew that the violence wasn't going to get them anywhere. They are peaceful protesters, and they're fighting for what they believe in, and what they believe is right, what the American ideal is. But how are we reacting to this? Our government isn't doing anything. Barack Obama is too busy supporting Egyptians and saying, okay, you guys go ahead and you fight for what you believe in your country, but he has yet to say anything in reaction or do anything in reaction to what's going on with this police brutality, what's going on with Occupy Wall Street. They are ignoring it, but they cannot ignore it for too much longer. Part of me fears that there's going to be that point where, yes, you're always going to have your peaceful protests and peaceful protesters, but there are going to be an increasingly larger amount of people that are saying, you know what, this isn't working, I need to start getting violent, because that's human nature. And I really feel like we need something to happen. We're praying for something to happen. We need some change before it gets to that point, because nobody wants it to escalate to that point. But for some reason, it doesn't really help to have the police beating us for no reason. It's completely unnecessary. No one is shooting at them, no one's throwing anything at them. They might be chanting in the streets so people can hear them, but they're abiding by all the laws. There are some people that wouldn't take tents down for health and safety reasons that they never really specified, only because they used that excuse to try to get them away because they felt threatened by them. So they bring in the police for some reason. I don't exactly understand, but every police force has the idea that they can go ahead and hurt people for no reason, and they don't explain they don't explain to them why they're doing it. And once they've hurt them, they won't help them, or they say they will and they lie. And this is not acceptable. We live in America. America was founded on the idea of social democracy for the people. We, the people of the United States. It is the people who are supposed to be in charge, the people who are supposed to lead this country. It's not the 1% that's trying to deepen their pockets. That is not how it's supposed to be. If we wanted to live like that, we would still be under British rule, British monarch rule. And that's not who we are. And there's no reason on earth why